Hello YouTubers, welcome to Sometimes I Play. My name is Don. I am Nashville's average-ist guitar player. So you want to take your guitar playing from the amateur level to the professional level. There's one thing that I can guarantee you, if you don't master this skill, it will never happen. But if you do master it, things will happen quicker than you think. So some of you are probably thinking it's monster chops. That's not it. Others might be thinking I gotta have the latest, greatest pro gear. That's not it. Someone might think I need to be a quick learner, know the material. That's not it. All three of those things are super critical and super important, but they're not as nearly as important as knowing how to network. The very first paying guitar gig I ever got when I was very young was because of networking. It was this Christmas show at the Kansas City Music Hall. Big deal. Big production. It was like a 4-night thing. The guitar player that had played that gig for the previous 3 or 4 years had double booked himself, couldn't play it. I knew him. I had made friends with him. He recommended me to the producer of the show. I got the gig. That's how I got my first paying gig, because I knew someone. I was nice to him. We were friends. He recommended me. Similar things happened to me when I first moved to Nashville. I had been working in Kansas City for a producer, songwriter, who he did a lot of jingles in the Kansas City area. He would call me and I would play on his jingles mainly for him. Well, he had preceded me to Nashville by probably a year, and I hadn't really talked to him, but when I got here, the first phone call I made was to this guy, and I said, just let him know, hey man, I'm in town now. If you ever need any guitar play on anything, let me know. I'd be happy and I would love to do it. Within 3 days of being in Nashville, I was playing on demo sessions with this guy for money. It was just because I had made friends with him previously. I was nice. Things had worked out great when we were together before. It was a no-brainer for him to call me to come in and do the stuff here. Another thing that happened when I first moved to Nashville, I got an audition with a guy who was at the very top of the contemporary Christian music charts at the time. He was all the rage, looking for a new band. I happened to get an audition with him. It went very, very well. I got 3 callbacks, thought for sure I had the gig, but I didn't. That's another story that I'll get into some other time. But I didn't get that gig. However, the guys that I was on the audition with, that I met that day, ended up being instrumental in me getting paying gigs in Nashville later. So you never know. Even in a disappointing situation like that, I was able to make relationships that day with some guys that helped me later down the road. So what does it mean when I say networking? Well, basically it means be a nice guy to everybody you meet, no matter how small or how big you might think they are. Someday, one of those guys is going to help you. But the only way they're going to do that is if you're a good guy and you're nice to them. So if you're playing with some guys and you have a 10 o'clock downbeat, get there an hour and a half early to make sure that all your stuff is ready to go. You don't have any battery issues. You got no problems whatsoever. When downbeat comes, you are there and ready to go. Be the guy who's prompt. And be prepared. Know the material. If you have to learn 25 songs for a set, memorize them, play them over and over and over again so that you know them like the back of your hand. Know them so well that if they change a key or an arrangement in the middle of a set, you know the song so well that it doesn't throw you for a loop and you fall right in line with the rest of the band. And here's one that nobody likes to really hear, but help with load in and load out. If the drummer's by himself and has all these cases, lend him a hand if you're done. Stuff like that goes a long, long way with musicians. Don't be the guy that sets your stuff up and walks off into the corner and stays there by himself until it's time to play. And another one that is my pet peeve, keep the negative comments out of the gig. I don't care if you have the worst monitor man on the planet. I don't care if the PA's got shorts in it. I don't care if there's all kinds of issues. Keep the negative comments out. Be positive. Find solutions. All of these things that I'm talking about go a long, long way with people. And I promise you, the next time these guys are around somebody and they're looking for a guitar player, the first thing they're going to think is, you know what? That guy was on time. He was prepared. He was a great hang. You should call this guy. It happens like that all the time. I think if you asked most of the guitar players in Nashville who are playing with the upper echelon artists, I think they would tell you that they're where they are at because of the networking they were able to do when they moved to town. It just works, guys. Now, I'm not trying to diminish chops or preparedness. You got to be ready when it's time for you to go and you get the call. But trust me, be likable, be professional, and it goes a very, very long way. As always, guys, if you like what you're seeing on my channel, please subscribe, give me a like, and I really, really enjoy the comment section on my videos. I love conversing with you guys about the topics that I bring up. I like your input. I've learned so much from you guys. If you have something to add to this, I would love to hear your viewpoint on it, even if it's different than mine. Let's converse. Let's have a good time on this channel. I'll see you next time.